How accurate, or how authentic is the photo? Historic first photo of Earth from deep space, taken August 23, 1966 by NASA Boeing Lunar Orbiter, distance from Earth 232,000 mi, altitude above the Moon 730 miles. By the United States National Aeronautics and Space Administration, 1966. The claim that a historic photo of Earth from deep space was taken on August 23, 1966, by NASA's Lunar Orbiter is accurate, and here's a detailed look at the authenticity and context of this photograph. Historical context. Lunar Orbiter Program. Purpose. The Lunar Orbiter Program was initiated by NASA to conduct detailed photographic surveys of the Moon's surface. This program aimed to map potential landing sites for future Apollo missions, and to study the Moon's surface and environment. Lunar Orbiter I. Launch date. Lunar Orbiter I was launched on August 10, 1966. It was the first spacecraft in the Lunar Orbiter series, designed to orbit the Moon and capture images. The photograph. Date of the photograph. August 23, 1966. The date given for the photograph shown is consistent with the timeline of Lunar Orbiter I's mission. The spacecraft was operational and in orbit around the Moon during this period. Distance and altitude. Distance from Earth, approximately 232,000 miles, is accurate for the distance between the Moon and Earth. This distance was typical for Lunar Orbiter I's orbit around the Moon. Altitude above Moon, 730 miles, is within the range of altitudes at which Lunar Orbiter I was orbiting the Moon during its mission. Photographic achievement. First photo of Earth. The photo taken by Lunar Orbiter I is indeed one of the early images of Earth taken from space, showing the Earth from a distance of about 232,000 miles. It is notable for being an early image of Earth from beyond the Moon's orbit, captured by a spacecraft. Authenticity. Verification. NASA records. NASA's historical records and archives confirm the existence of the Lunar Orbiter I mission and its achievements, including the photography of Earth. The mission's success and its contributions to lunar exploration are well documented. Historical impact. Significance. The photograph is significant in the history of space exploration as it provided an early view of Earth from space, contributing to our understanding of the Earth-Moon system and the broader space environment. Summary. The photograph of Earth, taken by the Lunar Orbiter I on August 23, 1966, is indeed authentic and historically significant. The details regarding the distance from Earth and altitude above the Moon are consistent with the mission's parameters. The Lunar Orbiter I was a pioneering mission that contributed valuable data and imagery, including some of the first photos of Earth taken from deep space. The verification of the authenticity of historic space photographs, such as those taken by the Lunar Orbiter I, relies on a combination of historical records, expert testimony, and scientific analysis. Here's how such verification is supported today. 1. Historical and technical records. NASA archives. NASA's archives contain detailed records of the Lunar Orbiter missions, including technical data, mission logs, and original photographs. These records provide evidence of the spacecraft's operations and the images it captured. Mission documentation, technical documents, mission reports, and scientific papers from the time describe the spacecraft's capabilities and achievements, including its photographic equipment and mission objectives. 2. Expert testimony. Spacecraft engineers and scientists, scientists, and mission specialists who worked on the Lunar Orbiter program or have studied it extensively can provide expert testimony regarding the mission's operations and the authenticity of its photographs. Historical experts, historians and space experts who specialize in the history of space exploration can offer insights and verify the accuracy of the mission details and photographic evidence. 3. Independent verification. International space agencies, other space agencies, such as the European Space Agency, ESA, or the Russian Space Agency, Roscosmos, have reviewed and collaborated on data from various missions. Their independent assessments support the credibility of NASA's findings. Scientific analysis. Modern scientific analysis, including image processing and comparison with other space missions, can help verify the authenticity of historical photographs. Contemporary space missions can corroborate the positions and features shown in older images. 4. Technical consistency. Image analysis. The technical details of the photograph, such as the Earth's appearance from the Moon, can be compared with data from other space missions. Consistency with known facts and observations supports the photograph's authenticity. Photographic equipment. Analysis of the photographic equipment used by the lunar orbiter and the quality of the images aligns with the technology available at the time, further supporting the photograph's authenticity. 5. Public and academic review. Public records. Many documents and images related to the lunar orbiter missions are publicly available and have been reviewed by researchers and historians over the years. Academic research. Peer-reviewed research and academic studies related to the lunar orbiter missions provide additional verification and context for the photographs taken. Conclusion. The authenticity of the photographs taken by the lunar orbiter I is supported by a range of evidence, including historical records, expert testimony, scientific analysis, and independent verification. While skepticism about historical events is healthy and encourages rigorous scrutiny, the overwhelming evidence from multiple sources supports the reality of the lunar orbiter I mission and its photographic achievements. So looking at the photo would verify the Earth isn't flat. Can all verify that the Earth is not flat? Yes, the experts and institutions listed can verify that Earth is not flat based on extensive scientific evidence and research. Here's how each category of experts and institutions contributes to this understanding. 1. Renowned scientists and experts. Dr. Alan Stern, as a planetary scientist and principal investigator of NASA's New Horizons mission, Dr. Stern's work involves understanding planetary bodies, including Earth. His expertise supports the understanding of Earth's shape as an oblate spheroid, which is consistent with the evidence from space missions. Dr. Emily Lakdawala. Her work with the Planetary Society includes analyzing planetary images and data. She has knowledge of the scientific principles that demonstrate Earth's spherical shape, supported by observations from space. Dr. Charles Bolden. As a former NASA administrator, Bolden's experience overseeing space missions includes understanding and communicating the shape of Earth as confirmed by numerous space missions. Dr. Bill Nye. His science education and outreach emphasize scientific consensus on Earth's shape, drawing from a broad range of space and scientific data. 2. Space research institutions. Planetary Science Institute, PSI conducts research related to planetary science and space missions. Their research supports the understanding of Earth's shape through data collected from space missions. The Planetary Society. They advocate for space exploration and can provide information on the scientific evidence supporting Earth's spherical shape, drawn from a variety of space missions and research. International Space University, ISU. Their academic programs include extensive study of space science, including the shape of Earth as confirmed through space observation and data analysis. 3. Academic institutions. University of Arizona's Lunar and Planetary Laboratory. This institution conducts research on planetary bodies and supports the understanding of Earth's shape through scientific data and observations from space missions. California Institute of Technology, Caltech researchers have expertise in planetary science and space exploration, supporting the understanding of Earth's shape through extensive data from missions and observations. 4. Historical and scientific societies. Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. This museum maintains archives and historical records of space exploration, including evidence supporting Earth's spherical shape from early space missions. American Astronomical Society, AAS. This society provides a platform for peer-reviewed research and expert analysis, supporting the scientific consensus that Earth is not flat. 5. Independent researchers. Dr. Robert P. Crease. As a philosopher of science, Crease's work includes understanding scientific principles and historical developments, supporting the established understanding of Earth's shape. Dr. Michael E. Brown. Known for his work on dwarf planets, Brown's expertise includes planetary science, which supports the understanding of Earth as a spherical body. Verification methods. Space missions. Data from space missions, including images and measurements from satellites and space probes, consistently show Earth's curvature and spherical shape. Satellite observations. Modern satellite data provide continuous evidence of Earth's shape as an oblate spheroid, supported by gravitational measurements and observations from space. Scientific consensus. The overwhelming consensus among scientists, based on centuries of research and observation, confirms that Earth is an oblate spheroid. Summary. The combined expertise of these scientists and institutions provides a robust verification of the fact that Earth is not flat. Their work is grounded in extensive scientific research and observations from space, which consistently demonstrate that Earth is a nearly spherical object, specifically an oblate spheroid. Is there a valid list of highly recognized, trustworthy people to verify that the photo is authentic? Yes. There are several highly recognized and trustworthy individuals and organizations who can verify the authenticity of historical space photographs, including those taken by the Lunar Orbiter. Here's a list of notable experts and institutions who are well regarded in the fields of space science, astronomy, and historical research. 1. Renowned scientists and experts. Dr. Alan Stern, planetary scientist and principal investigator of NASA's New Horizons mission to Pluto. He has extensive experience with space missions and planetary imaging. Dr. Emily Lapdawala, senior editor and planetary evangelist for the Planetary Society. She is known for her expertise in planetary exploration and her role in analyzing space imagery. Dr. Charles Bolden, former NASA administrator and a retired Marine Corps Major General. He has extensive experience with NASA missions and space exploration. Dr. Bill Nye, science educator and CEO of the Planetary Society. While more known for his science outreach, his advocacy for space science is well regarded. 2. Space research institutions. Planetary Science Institute, PSI, a non-profit research organization dedicated to planetary science. They conduct independent research and can provide expert analysis of space imagery. The Planetary Society, co-founded by Carl Sagan, this organization promotes space exploration and can provide insights and support from a network of experts in planetary science. International Space University, ISU, a global institution that provides education and research in space science and engineering. Their faculty includes respected experts in the field. 3. Academic institutions. University of Arizona's Lunar and Planetary Laboratory, known for its research in planetary science and astronomy. Their experts can provide analysis and verification of historical space photographs. California Institute of Technology, Caltech, home to many prominent space scientists and engineers who can provide independent validation of space imagery. Historical and scientific societies. Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. This museum has extensive archives and historical records related to space exploration. Their historians and curators are experts in space history. American Astronomical Society, AAS, a professional organization for astronomers and space scientists that provides a platform for peer-reviewed research and expert analysis. 5. Independent researchers. Dr. Robert P. Crease, a philosopher of science who has written extensively on the history and philosophy of science, including space exploration. Dr. Michael E. Brown, a professor of planetary astronomy at Caltech, known for his work on the discovery of dwarf planets and his contributions to our understanding of the solar system. Can Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson really be trusted, as he says all humans originated from the stars or space dust? Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, a prominent astrophysicist and science communicator, is well respected in the scientific community for his work in astrophysics and his ability to communicate complex scientific concepts to the public. The statement that all humans originated from the stars or space dust is a simplification of a scientifically accurate idea, but it's important to understand the context and basis of this statement. Scientific basis. Stellar nucleosynthesis. Formation of elements. The concept that we are made of stardust comes from the science of stellar nucleosynthesis. This is the process by which stars produce and distribute the chemical elements necessary for life through nuclear fusion. Elements like carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen, which are fundamental to life, were formed in the cores of stars. Supernovae and element distribution. Element spread. When massive stars explode as supernovae, they spread these elements into space. This process enriches the interstellar medium with heavy elements, which eventually become part of new star systems, planets, and living organisms. Cosmic origin of matter. Cosmic connection. The atoms that make up our bodies were originally formed in stars and their remnants. This means that the material constituting life on Earth has an origin that can be traced back to the stars. Interpretation and communication. Metaphorical explanation. Public understanding. Dr. Tyson and other scientists often use poetic or metaphorical language to help the public grasp complex concepts. Saying that humans originate from stardust is a way of connecting people to the broader cosmic context and illustrating the interconnectedness of all matter in the universe. Scientific accuracy. Foundation in science. The idea is scientifically accurate in the sense that the atoms in our bodies were formed in stars. However, it is a simplification and does not imply that humans or life forms directly come from stars in a literal sense. It is a reflection of the cosmic origins of the elements that make up living organisms. Trustworthiness and expertise. Verification methods. Peer review. Verification by peer-reviewed scientific journals and publications provides an independent check on the authenticity of space imagery and mission data. Technical analysis. Experts in image analysis and spacecraft technology can examine the technical details of photographs to confirm their authenticity. Summary. These individuals and institutions represent a broad spectrum of expertise in space science, astronomy, and historical research. They can provide independent verification of historical space photographs based on their extensive knowledge and experience. Their credibility is supported by their contributions to the field and their roles in advancing our understanding of space exploration. Can all verify that the Earth is not flat? Yes, the experts and institutions listed can verify that Earth is not flat based on extensive scientific evidence and research. Here's how each category of experts and institutions contributes to this understanding. 1. Renowned scientists and experts. Dr. Alan Stern, as a planetary scientist and principal investigator of NASA's New Horizons mission, Dr. Stern's work involves understanding planetary bodies, including Earth. His expertise supports the understanding of Earth's shape as an oblate spheroid, which is consistent with the evidence from space missions. Dr. Emily Lakdawala. Her work with the Planetary Society includes analyzing planetary images and data. She has knowledge of the scientific principles that demonstrate Earth's spherical shape, supported by observations from space. Dr. Charles Bolden. As a former NASA administrator, Bolden's experience overseeing space missions includes understanding and communicating the shape of Earth as confirmed by numerous space missions. Dr. Bill Nye. His science education and outreach emphasize scientific consensus on Earth's shape, drawing from a broad range of space and scientific data. 2. Space research institutions. Planetary Science Institute, PSI conducts research related to planetary science and space missions. Their research supports the understanding of Earth's shape through data collected from space missions. The Planetary Society. They advocate for space exploration and can provide information on the scientific evidence supporting Earth's spherical shape, drawn from a variety of space missions and research. International Space University, ISU. Their academic programs include extensive study of space science, including the shape of Earth as confirmed through space observation and data analysis. 3. Academic institutions. University of Arizona's Lunar and Planetary Laboratory. This institution conducts research on planetary bodies and supports the understanding of Earth's shape through scientific data and observations from space missions. California Institute of Technology, Caltech researchers have expertise in planetary science and space exploration, supporting the understanding of Earth's shape through extensive data from missions and observations. 4. Historical and scientific societies. Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. This museum maintains archives and historical records of space exploration, including evidence supporting Earth's spherical shape from early space missions. American Astronomical Society, AAS. This society provides a platform for peer-reviewed research and expert analysis, supporting the scientific consensus that Earth is not flat. 5. Independent researchers. Dr. Robert P. Crease. As a philosopher of science, Crease's work includes understanding scientific principles and historical developments, supporting the established understanding of Earth's shape. Dr. Michael E. Brown. Known for his work on dwarf planets, Brown's expertise includes planetary science, which supports the understanding of Earth as a spherical body. Verification methods. Space missions. Data from space missions, including images and measurements from satellites and space probes, consistently show Earth's curvature and spherical shape. Satellite observations. Modern satellite data provide continuous evidence of Earth's shape as an oblate spheroid, supported by gravitational measurements and observations from space. Scientific consensus. The overwhelming consensus among scientists, based on centuries of research and observation, confirms that Earth is an oblate spheroid. Summary. The combined expertise of these scientists and institutions provides a robust verification of the fact that Earth is not flat. Their work is grounded in extensive scientific research and observations from space, which consistently demonstrate that Earth is a nearly spherical object, specifically an oblate spheroid.
We felt we had to add this to our video on the said facts by top experts that the Earth is not flat, it's spherical, in line with the Bible, which does not say it's flat. Well, those out there that claim that, it says it's spherical. An orb, and this is from the original ancient, very old Tav Asherit script, the Lishana Articus Prayer, the sacred scribal language that God spoke to Adam and Eve in the garden with, and supposedly the men at the Tower of Babel spoke one to each other. Translated into the nearest English equivalent by a native-born Aramaic-speaking translator from Mesopotamia, Syria, Victor Nimrod Alexander, who has at least 30 years' experience translating both the Old Testament Tav Asherit script, the Lishana Articus Prayer, into the nearest English equivalent, and also the Galilean Aramaic manuscripts, the New Testament, into the nearest English equivalent, from the Apostolic Church of the East, founded by Thomas, with the help of Bartholomew, Peter, Thaddeus, Uridai, and Mary of the 70, which was hidden, therefore preserved for over 2,000 years. It was hidden from the emperor at the time, Constantine. He wanted to get hold of it, those texts, and destroy them because he had this state church, his mother church. Of course, he was a Caesar, he was the emperor, so he wanted everybody to be a subject. They had to come under his authority, his rule. Okay, so we found this in this particular book, the Torah, excerpt, the Grand Bible, etc. And here is a photo. It looks like the Earth is flat. It's got a slight sort of curve. That will probably depend on the angle the photo was taken and so forth. And it states here, Egypt, seen from a spaceship. Well, man-made vessel, right? It's not from a UFO. The photographer was looking south when he took the photograph. We clearly can see the Green Nile Delta, this area here, that has the shape of a triangle. From Nubia, modern Sudan, at the horizon to the left, somewhere around here. The River Nile winds itself through the Sahara Desert. This is probably it here. Like a snake, and approaches the corner of the triangle. This is the location of Cairo and the Giza pyramids. Left of the triangle is the Suez, which the Egyptians worked on in their day, and it wasn't really finalised until 1900, something like that, by others. Okay. Left of the triangle is the Suez Canal, visible as a long green string. Okay, where is it? Maybe here somewhere, not really sure. From the Mediterranean in front to a dark spot which is called the Bitter Lakes, before the canal resumes its journey to the Gulf of Suez in the Red Sea. So it's probably talking about here. This is probably the Red Sea here. Right, at the dark spot we can see another long string coming from the middle of the triangle. Maybe it's talking about this. This is the canal of the pharaohs, or the kings, built in around 1850 BC. This ancient Suez Canal is still green like the modern canal because it still contains water which feeds the plants above. It was once the end of a trade route from India leading right into the Egyptian heartland. Yeah, so the Indians used to come through there somewhere, up here, around here somewhere, to Egypt, do their trading and then sail off. Apparently they got leprosy, or they gave leprosy and sailed away. So you have to look at the histories of India, see if there was a major leprosy epidemic around this time. Okay, either was in Egypt, they brought it and it infected Egypt, or Egypt gave it to them and they infected India if they carried it back there. Okay, so that's the information there. It doesn't look really like a globe. It looks kind of flat, but there is this curve here. Obviously, depends on the angle that they've taken it, I suppose. So people can argue over that. No, it's flat. No, it's not. It's spherical. It's a globe. No, it's flat. You argue over it amongst yourselves. Okay. The Blue Nile in northern Ethiopia. The first Hebrews most likely used the water of the River Nile, the Blue Nile, which brought them from their community in Elephantine directly into the screen of fertile land in northern Ethiopia. Aramaic documents have been found in Elephantine in Aswan, southern Egypt. Most of these documents are marriage contracts, private letters, religious and business documents from a Hebrew community that lived there from about 500 to 400 BC. Later, these people disappeared from Elephantine. They might have moved to northern Ethiopia and are now known as Beta Israel, House of Israel, Community of Israel. Here's some information on the Egyptians. Looks like these Hyksos, or people may say, oh, that's the Israelites because they're multicolored tunics here. Or it looks like tunics. Okay, somewhere at around 1995 BC, the Mount Vesuvius in Italy erupted and caused a massive climate change for decades. The extreme weather conditions that followed led to drought, famine and civil war. It brought civilizations like the Minoan or the Indus civilizations to the end. Egypt, Canaan and Mesopotamia were at the brink of collapse. The Hyksos have arrived in Egypt during Egypt's 12th dynasty, 1991 to 1802 BC. Today, they are identified with Canaanites. They have settled peacefully in Goshen, the Avaris area, Lower Egypt. At first, they seem to have been welcomed by Egypt because the site was originally founded by Amenemhat I, or at least with his content on an eastern branch of the Nile and Delta. So Dr. John Henry Clark and Dr. Bean are actually correct when they say, or they said, Egyptians were very kind and being a famine, etc., they said, yeah, come on in, we'll help you, we'll feed you, we'll clothe you, all that sort of stuff. And then later on they took advantage, making a lot of noise, driving their chariots up and down, Yahoo and carrying on. So eventually that king says, right, that's enough. And probably a population boost as well, and also supposedly in the book of Tacitus, they had these pigs which were affected with leprosy, and these people had some sort of disease, biblos or something, or some biblos or whatever it was in their groin, something like that, according to Tacitus. So the oracle says, look, if you don't get these people out of here, this infection is going to spread to your people, O king, and they're going to die. So get them out of there, right? So that's what he did, and that's when they went into Avaris. They had that fortress there, they took it over, and then there's a bit of a skirmish, etc., and they're eventually driven out. They did really well protecting it for quite a while, but the Egyptian masses eventually got in there and ousted them.